Hello, RaeAnne. Thank you so much for being here. It's been such a pleasure working with you. For the
Hey,
past 12 sessions, we had outstanding results. And we gone and released so many stuff that you were holding on, even from your childhood, the shame, the guilt, all those limiting beliefs and the pains and the anger, the fears. I mean, it's been a transformative journey, and I'm so happy that you've done this. I know it could be a little scary, but it's transformative, isn't it? So when you first come to me, you had about 60% power, personal power, but you hit the 100%. And we're finishing with the 100% today, but this is not the end. We're gonna probably continue working together, and you doing my trainings as well, my EFT trainings, which is
yes.
amazing. So I'm so excited for what's to come as well. So let's introduce yourself and let's tell us what made you say yes to working with me.
Okay. My name is RaeAnne Chamberlain, and I realized that I had a block about making more than a certain amount of money. And um, and that was holding me back, and I wasn't gonna, I was fighting against it over the years. Inflation has come up, and I really had to take a look at it. And when I heard you talking, I just thought, if anyone's going to be able to help me, it's going to be you. Uh, about getting to the heart of the matter and digging deep, finding out what those blocks are. And what I didn't know, I've been in and out of, counseling and therapy pretty much my whole life. And I didn't know that those blocks could get erased so quickly. Like every time we had a session, we'd work on something, and the emotion would just go. And it just made an instant change and effect in my life. And I am still blown away at how powerful this is. This has been working with you and just removing these blocks one by one by one. And I'm so impressed. I didn't think this was possible. And so I just have to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're more than welcome. So you saw me talking at the summit and you are like, oh, she addresses the root causes. I've been working on the surface level stuff. Let's work with her to address the root causes. It's
Yes.
been addressing the root causes of all that, life experiences. We started peeling off. We starting kind of finding yourself again, isn't it? Taking
Yeah.
power
Yeah.
and releasing those emotions,
Mm.
that I mean, today is like we were looking at something from age 4. You had this shame blanket.
Oh God.
My God,
Yeah.
you know carrying all that, such a heavy emotions. Of course it affects anyone's life, and you were not even aware of it, were you, when you think about it? You didn't
Right.
know you were carrying that until
No.
starting going much much deeper, much.
Yeah, I had no idea that was the problem, and it was as heavy as it was.
And you
And
are holding yourself back because of that.
yes.
Just, I mean,
Yeah.
today's thing.
Yeah.
People don't realize it. They sometimes, they don't want to post to social media, or they don't want to go live, and they don't want to make more money because they see it as danger, but they don't realize why they see it as danger. But when we look back and find out when you make that decision and what's behind it, we can let it go. And
Yeah.
that thing doesn't hold us back anymore.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Or also tell us, what were you feeling or noticing in yourself that told you something needed to shift before you work with me? Because you
Uh,
mentioned being in and out of counseling. What was it? What was it you trying to kind of resolve all those years?
um, I often find myself fighting myself, or repeating the same mistakes over and over and over. And it's like, oh, here this one comes. And for all I know not to go down that road again, there I am doing it again. And or it comes up in just a slightly different way, but it's really the same thing. And so I know that all that is driven by the subconscious because my logical mind would not do those crazy things. And so yeah, especially when I see myself doing things over and over and just it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like I need help with this.
Because pattern repeats itself. Once we program that, it becomes us, it becomes our personality, and our personality creates our personal reality. So we
Yes.
had to let part of our personality go, whichever is not serving us, because that personality is a learned piece, isn't it? Since
Yeah.
childhood. So that's what you've been going through, letting go of whatever no longer serving you, but keeping the ones that are serving you.
Yes. Yes.
How has it been? I mean, people sometimes think, who am I going to be if I let go of my personality? How does that feel? Let's hear.
Um, for me personally, it's because I have been able to get some release over the years. I I look forward to making these changes. I just didn't know the depth of the changes was possible, and the speed at which we could tackle things. It just has blown my mind. But I think I am a person that looks forward to changing the things that aren't working for me. Um, so I think that's been super helpful, but not necessary. Yeah.
So, if you think about it, did you let go of your personality? Because that's what people fear about.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I no, and in fact, even better, I feel like I ha now am equipped to move into the person I am supposed to be, rather than being held back and limited by my own head. I can fully become the person I am supposed to be, and I look forward to every minute of that.
Yeah. And you also mentioned, I remembered when we work on one of the kind of like a big trauma, you mentioned that finally I can separate myself from it and I don't have any emotional charge to it. I can see it, but it doesn't affect me anymore. And you were so surprised because you were living with that for a long, long time.
Yes, yeah.
How did that feel?
Um,
Tell us about it.
so uh some of the one of the biggest ones that we worked through some grief, and I knew I had that grief, and I didn't but I just thought that that's the way grief is. Like it will always kind of be a shadow in my life. And when we worked through it, I was able by the end, I was able to look at it and just accept it as part of my history without feeling overwhelmed, or even attached to any of the feelings, let alone I wasn't overwhelmed by the the emotions that came with that event. And that was incredible. Because incredible and freeing.
Yeah.
It it absolutely changes my life.
Yeah. Yeah. And you help you to take your power back, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Don't have to live in the past.
No.
And yeah, the other thing that happened with that one, we did some breathing, and I remember like afterwards, it felt like my chest could rise an additional 2 inches when I took in a deep breath. And that feeling has not changed since we did that work weeks ago. I feel like I can breathe more. And that's incredible.
Yeah.
It just,
Yeah. Emotions affect different parts of the body. We don't realize that grief sits on the lungs. So when we release the grief, you were able to breathe fully. Before it was very shallow. But it's
yeah,
kind of things that help you to understand the power of the emotions as well, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So can you think of the biggest internal shift you experienced since we started working together? I know you experienced lots, but what could you say the biggest one?
Actually, the biggest internal shift has been an, an acceptance of all of me, for who I am and what I am. There's no, like those negative self-talk that I have lived with my whole life. I don't have the impulse to just trash myself like I used to do. And when I see other people doing it, when I see my friends doing it to themselves, it really is just like, oh, you don't have to feel like that. Turns out we can fix that. And being on my own team now instead of against me,
Mm.
the possibilities for what's to come is almost limitless because I'm no longer fighting against myself. I'm actually in my own corner, and that's an amazing place to be.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I was going to ask you, how would you describe the emotional difference between where you started and where you are right now?
It's in the name. It's freedom. It's like, yeah, I'm not guarded and shut down. And so I'm more I am able to be me in a way I have never been able to be me before.
Yeah.
It's
I think they were a little self-sabotage, like many people, wasn't it?
oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
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 Now they
Yeah.
all gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always been really good at just like this is what I want to do, but you know,
Yeah.
just hamstringing myself a little bit and I don't feel I don't feel that's an issue anymore.
Yeah. Because when subconscious doesn't see our grow, our success safe, it will hold us back. So we end up procrastinating, we end up self-sabotaging ourselves. But once
Yes.
we release, I call them handbrakes, once we release the handbrakes, there is nothing stopping us reaching our destination. We can go wherever we want to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that definitely it feels true for me in my heart of hearts.
Yeah, you haven't decided to do the EFT training, because of that. You enjoyed it like many people.
Yeah.
Okay. And people often ask what this work is like. How would you describe the process we use together? Because this is something that I founded. I used the inner self mastery protocol to help people to create inner self mastery. But how would you kind of describe it in your own words?
Um, it's my experience is that we would take an issue and find kind of we like have you felt like that before? And oh, sure enough, I felt like that when, and how far back does that go? And we'd kind of find the root cause of it
Mhm.
and then address that because usually it was an event or it was, you would say, make a movie out of it. And for me, the way I describe it is that you would have me watch that movie and we would do the tapping and the emotion would separate from the movie. It was like I was able to watch the movie. The tapping kept me in the present while watching that movie of the past. And it changed everything. It changed everything. It took all that emotional charge and all the judgment and shame and guilt and everything else that was just driving the bus of my life
Yeah,
instead of me.
yeah,
And it I don't know where it went, but I
yeah.
don't I don't feel those emotions
And
anymore.
changing your perspective about the whole experience and suddenly seeing the silver lining behind it as well, isn't it? That makes it.
Yes. Yeah. That's there it is true that in everything, if you look for it, there can be something, some good that comes out of it, and to just grab onto that and take that with me. Um, because that's how I become a better person.
Yeah, amazing. And what would you say to someone who's thinking about working with me but not sure yet? What would you say?
Oh my gosh. Do it. Do it. Do it. Find a way and a time to do it. This has been life changing for me and is something that as I go forward, if more things come up, I know I'm going to come back to you and get some help with those things. And the way it has changed my life, I just, I don't even know how to express, but it has been worth everything that I've put into it. So I would absolutely encourage them to work on this with you. You've been amazing and incredibly professional the entire time, a beautiful guide, and I was a little concerned about doing this over Zoom, and it it works beautifully. So it doesn't matter where in the world you are, do it.
Thank you. Is there anything else you want to add before we finish?
Um,
Anything someone that needs to know, because we do have all these peers lying in the background telling us, oh no, I've done lots of therapies, didn't work. Why is this one
yeah,
different? Why should I believe this?
yeah. I have often believed that sometimes therapies won't work if you're not, if you don't believe it will work. And that might still be true. I know I was fully on board when I started, but this is one, this has changed every expectation that I have about what is possible
Hmm.
in getting in and digging out the garbage and getting rid of it.
Yeah. So everything is possible in life, isn't it? The only thing
Yeah.
that's in the way is ourselves. And once we remove ourselves, everything is possible.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
what we do here.
Yes.
That's exactly
And
what we do.
you are the person that I would recommend to anybody to guide them through that process.
Yeah.
It's been beautiful.
It's been my pleasure seeing your transformation, seeing your grow, and even getting you to see, doing this kind of work. I never thought in the beginning you would be getting into this kind of things because what you do is completely different. And when you say like, "Oh, I'm gonna come to your training," I was like, "Really?" Oh, you did so
Yeah.
well. You did so
Yeah.
amazing as well.
Yeah. But I work with other women in a different capacity, and seeing how well this works and how well it has worked for me. I want everybody to have it available, and um I can see where me knowing the EFT technique could definitely be helpful for these women. So I appreciate you opening my eyes to everything.
Oh, my pleasure. You're gonna be, touching many lives. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, RaeAnne. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.